Hello, it's the Chelsea Football Fancast, that well-beloved cult classic of a football show about Chelsea.
You did say that right, did you?
I did. I used the L instead of the N. Anyway, I wouldn't want to spell it out to you, obviously. Well,
I'm just laughing.
Good. I haven't done any. Come on. Okay, right. Sophie, I should ask you. By the way, this is Sophie Rose, who's lovely, and this is Stamford Chidge, who's even lovelier. But compared to last week,
yes.
Okay, is this on a scale of 1 to 10 in silliness? Where does this show rate?
This is literally like a 1.
Okay. And what was it last week?
Well, last week we had a lot of inappropriate sentencing.
Did we? I thought some of the.
I got confused with a hammock.
You did.
You.
A hammock.
Yeah.
Okay, right. It's the first time I've ever heard it called that.
Everyone's laughing. I promise everyone I'm trying to be very, very sensitive here.
Oh, we can even hear the gallery laughing at that one. You know it's a good one when you can hear that.
No. And Chidge seemed to be talking about the Swansea manager and rhyming his name with something inappropriate.
Cockney rhyming slang for Gary Monk. You work it out. Do the math. Anyway, should we talk about some more football? Because we're doing quite well. We are. I mean, because there's basically, I'm a bit, honestly, I'm a bit aggrieved tonight because somebody's sent us an email, which you will read later, who's basically coated me off for being silly and too much banter. Too much bants and poo-housery, and I've been getting a lot of grief all week actually.
Have you?
Yeah, I think it's and I'm blaming you and Charlie specifically for this. Since
Why?
I've got you two on the show, I keep getting tweets saying, "Oh, Sophie and Charlie, they're brilliant. Charlie really knows his football. He's great." And who's that idiot who comes out with rubbish and nonsense all the time? That's me. You know, my love is going down. I'm a man without love.
It's all right, don't worry. Chidge does work very hard. I'll inform you all. Yeah. We had a bit of an off week, and I'm sure.
Oh, that was brilliant! I personally thought it was brilliant last week. Yeah, exactly. You know.
If anything happens, then I'll make sure that Chidge is on for 9 o'clock.
Oh, I'll tell you what. If you don't like this show, jog on and watch Chelsea TV. All right. If you want to listen to puerile, anodyne rubbish, then go there.
It's all about team selection.
If you want silliness and nonsense, you know where to come. All right, now, talking of silliness and nonsense, we are going to talk, I mean, I know Charlie hates doing this, but basically it was either talk about last week's game against Liverpool, which I thought was a cracker, or do the fannies. And you know what? The fannies they got no fans, Charlie. They got no fans.
Why do I hate this?
Well, because we're going to talk about a game from last week.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, no, that's true. Yeah,
but anyway,
I don't like
fannies. I'm basically now doing what top television executives do in top TV world, and I'm now looking at each part and how many people watch them. And the fannies are getting no love. There's no love for the fannies, so let's talk more football. All right. So this is a bit of a kind of a sop to the people who actually do like, for some God-known reason, actually like us talking about football and actually think that we actually know anything about it, you know.
They'll both be buzzing, won't they?
So there we go. So that would be Charlie. So anyway, the bottom line, do you know what? I mean, seriously, can you remember the Liverpool match last week? I watched it on the telly because I wasn't there, but I thought it was a cracking game.
It was a great cut time.
It was a proper, I mean, like two heavyweights, like taking big shots.
I think rather than that, I think we were very good for about half an hour, and then we fell away.
And we went there for a draw, Charlie.
And played into Liverpool's hands, really. I thought it was quite disappointing.
But Mourinho picked the first 11, didn't he?
He did, but I mean, I think Martin, and
Rodgers didn't.
Well, I don't think, who knows?
Oh, he still had
who cares what Rodgers does?
I think that's
he picked Stevie G, didn't he? But I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I mean, was it a tactical master plan, or did we cling on? Martin, you can have a crack at that one.
Well, first I would say I didn't see the game. I only followed it on the internet. But we scored the first goal, didn't we? We were ahead, and then then they suddenly we were allowed them to get back into the game again. Okay, maybe they put in some massive, superhuman effort, driven on by the 12th man around the ground.
You may laugh. You may. Well, that's a point in itself. I mean, I tell you what I thought. I thought actually Gerrard was their best player. And I thought the minute he went off, we got into the game. I thought he played really, really well. He was definitely their best player, and the game changed for us when he went off. And I thought, wow, that's quite. I can't even believe.
We couldn't grab.
I'm not trying to give him any kind of Mourinho-like love and respect here. I'm just calling what I saw, and I thought, blimey, fancy having to rely on an OAP to be decent.
Gosh, Chid. No, I thought it was all
When's
right.
Sean Terry coming back?
Or where's your racist centre there? Yeah, funny Mickey Mouse.
No, do you know, I thought it was a plan.
What was the plan? I'm with you on that.
I thought it was a plan, but I think maybe we underestimated the pace they'd have on the day. So it
They
did
battered us
almost.
in parts
So
of
it
it,
did
didn't they?
almost fail. However, we do have a strong team with Terry Matic, people like that, and who weren't going to let us lose the game. And I think we're in a really good position now. And I'm just hoping that we, instead of having our confidence knocked from Saturday, that it's given us a massive boost, thinking right, we have to go and do this now, and it's a great day.
Do you know what? I think the clue. I mean, you should relate to this, considering what you said earlier. But I think the clue is when you've got Mikel starting as a defensive midfielder as well as Matic. You know what? You know what Jose's game plan is. You know, and here's the thing. Do you know what? I mean, I think we did this before when we were. I think last season. I think we discussed this. For me, it was the way that Jose always plays a two-legged match. He goes out on that first day, particularly if he's away from home. He goes out not to lose. 1-1 or a 0-0 is the classic Jose Mourinho first leg away from home result. And that's what I mean by the tactical master plan, because he went there not to lose. He went there to maybe sneak a goal.
Got the away goal.
He went there to defend. And so, well, come on then. You know, you've got Liverpool. You've got to win this match. And you know what? As it's you've got to win it by 2 or 3 goals. And you're not going to be able to. And that's kind of what happened.
Away goals don't count until after extra time in the cup.
After extra time, they do, yeah. What do you think, Charles? Charles? Where did that come from? Charles?
Don't do that twice.
I think I've just been told.
Very much so.
And he's wearing a Fred Perry jumper, so I know he's
Chaz.
hard.
Yeah.
Chaz. No, we've got Chaz in the gallery.
I think that's been a little bit generous to Mourinho, really.
Really? You're not a happy boy then? You did go up there and get home very late, so you're probably a bit crabby, Charles.
Yeah, I think... I don't know, I think it was quite a poor performance after the first half hour. I think you're right in that Mourinho does do that, but I think we showed them a little bit too much respect. I think he fell into Rodgers' traps in the second half. I think, in fact, you could actually see what Tottenham did to us, which was put Eriksen on our defensive midfield. Matic got pulled everywhere, and Matic and Mikel got pulled everywhere, and then allow Harry Kane to run straight at Cahill. And it was exactly the same. Well, it was exactly the same with Coutinho moving our defensive midfield to wide areas, and Sterling running at Cahill, which he saw for the goal. I think, I don't think we needed to play like that against Liverpool. I thought it was quite disappointing after a very, very good opening half hour. That said, I'd be massively surprised and obviously massively, massively disappointed if we're not booking trips to Wembley.
You know what? I mean, that's interesting you say that. I mean, you see, I laughed my nether regions off because I thought we were battered for the first 20 minutes, and then we get a dodgy penalty and we go 1-0 up, and I was in my living room laughing because it was very much against the run of play. I mean, I agree with you to the extent where I think we had, after they scored, actually, we had a really good period then when we really went looking for the goal.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, I asked the question: was it a tactical master plan, or did we get away with it? I think both, actually. I think
it's definitely somewhere in the middle.
But we did cling on a bit. They could have really come out with a result, and we did get away with it.
There weren't many on the train home saying that was a tactical masterclass from Mourinho. Definitely.
But I think the fact that we did hold on and we didn't lose the game shows that Liverpool still aren't at our level. Yeah. Because otherwise they would have beaten us. They're at home.
Exactly.
So I think we are in a really good position tomorrow, and I am going to be there. Yeah. And come on, babes, we really need you to pull together now.
I'm sure they will. Read the script, and you'll find out that we're going to talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
But one point in that I absolutely agree with Soph, and I've written this down. My feeling. I'd be interested to hear what the boys on the train said after this, Charlie. But or the window leckers bus or whatever it is you came down on. But anyway, Liverpool. You're on the Chelsea special, were you?
I was.
Were you Carriage J firm?
No, Carriage K aggro.
Okay, so you went with Mr. B and all of the usual mob. Carriage J firm.
I was with Seb, FanCast friend Seb.
Okay, but because you're not allowed to sit in Carriage J because you're not old enough.
Probably right.
You have to be at least 50 to sit in that carriage.
No, I was with the youth.
But anyway, that's not my point. My point is this. My point is that Liverpool, I think, played the best that they absolutely can.
Yeah, totally.
Whereas we were about 70% of what we were capable of.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Liverpool, I can't believe that Liverpool will be able to play to that level again, and we will be better.
Yeah,
not at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of all.
Fully expect Chelsea to go through.
Saturday notwithstanding.
Yeah. But let's not be...
Look, this is not going to be the same team that played on Saturday.
Yeah, but let's not be too overconfident. I still think if you go into every game knowing that, you know, there's a possibility that you can lose and that the other team may just be 10, 20 times better than they normally are on a normal day, that we will win. And I'm hoping that, you know, I don't know, would they have trained on Sunday?
No, I think
the team that's
they were
going to
getting a
play
hairdryer
Tuesday would have done,
yesterday.
yeah.
A bit of reaction.
It's a really important game for me. I know some people don't really care about the Capital One Cup, but
I love it.
everyone loves a trip to Wembley, and besides that, we do need to. There's no reason why we shouldn't be winning it. We're the best team in the Premier League.
Listen,
I'd hate to lose the semi-final to Liverpool.
It would
again.
be awful. I want to finish up with that. Let's just go back a bit, please. One thing I really want to talk about, having really been maybe a bit funny about him the other week, but I thought Courtois came of age last Tuesday. I thought he had a superb game. Yeah. That save from Gerrard, the double save. That's the save from Lallana. Lallana was turning away and celebrating.
Yeah.
And that was world class. And as I said, I was a bit kind of, well, you know, maybe Czechs, you know, but I thought Courtois was absolutely superb, out of this world. Yeah.
He made some fantastic saves. I think, and I'd agree with you when you say that possibly there's been a little bit of reservation, you know, especially with Czech coming back inside.
The five he conceded against Tottenham.
I thought he had a shocker in the Tottenham game. I thought he could have done better with a few of the goals. My reservations about him, you know, if there are any, I sometimes feel like he's a bit of a showboat keeper. You know, when they, you know, pull off a fantastic save, but also sometimes he'll parry it straight into the 6-yard box and to an on-rushing attacker. But it's real nitpicking. He's clearly a fantastically talented keeper. He's very, very young for a keeper. Anything in his game is going to be ironed out, and I think he showed his unbelievable athleticism and whatever else to make some of those saves.
I felt severely put back in my place, actually.
It reminds me of a young Peter Cech.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good call, Smart.
Yeah.
But I felt very put back in my place because I just thought, wow, he absolutely. I mean, and I was saying the other week on the podcast. I mean, particularly after the Tottenham game, I said, you know, look, Peter Cech's been bailing us out for years when we've been having an off night, you know, and he's kept us in matches. And I said, that's what great keepers do, and I don't see Courtois doing it. And boom, he plays in that match, and that's exactly what he did. He kept us in that match. He was superb. I'll tell you who else I was really impressed with. Somebody who gets a bit of shellacking, normally from my lovely mate, Mr. CFC away, is Willian. And I thought Willian, his work rate.
I'm a fan of Willian.
I love Willian.
You know? He's great.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah. I mean, his work rate on Tuesday was superb, man.
I love Willian.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, work rate is without a doubt is always there. Final ball is not there. If we had the final ball, we'd have another Hazard essentially, because his work rate, his tenacity, his ability to follow instructions is fantastic.
I think I've rarely seen an attacking midfielder that tracks back as much as Willian does.
Yeah.
I just thought his energy was superb. I mean, I agree with you. I thought the lack of penetration in the Liverpool box was a bit sorry. You know, I mean, we didn't create any chances. We had one shot on target.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I meant when I this is.
I mean, you know, I would have hoped we'd have been spraying it around all over the place, Charlie.
Oh, shit.
That's Gary Monk there. No, I mean, this is what I meant when I was slightly sort of more disappointed than some other people. You know, that I don't see Liverpool as a fantastic side. Having said that, Anfield, you know, no matter whether Liverpool are first or 10th, Anfield is always one of the toughest places in England to go.
It is, because that famous atmosphere, mate.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, as long as you.
Where's your famous atmosphere?
As long as you don't get beat by 2 or 3, you know, I think a 1-1 result.
Yeah.
Is
As I say, what sums up Liverpool's best performance of the season was a 1-1 draw against Chelsea.
Or their 0-1 loss to Real Madrid. Those have been their two best performances. I mean, look, to be fair to Liverpool, I thought they played really, really well. But as I said, that's the best that they can play, and they still didn't beat us. Tomorrow night, though, I mean, you know, as we said, now we're out of the FA Cup, actually. So I think, interestingly enough, it's even more significant because, you know, we love a day out at Wembley. Wouldn't you love to come out? Wouldn't you love a day out at Wembley with your Uncle Chidge? Wouldn't you love that?
But you know, I would. But I didn't go Wembley for years. Then I thought, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get up and go. And it was the best day. I mean, did we win? I don't even know.
Oh, we got a different background. What happened there?
I love it.
That's almost where I sit. I sit. No, I can't do this. Thank you. Which is that hand? That one.
Stand, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it.
I sit there.
I sit
about there.
Around
that's the East
the
stand,
corner.
and that's the Matty Harding. That'll be the Matty Harding up. That's gate 17 by my right shoulder. Anyway, enough of that. Can we have our
Can't see
normal
your
background
sheet,
back?
it's
Because I
in
like
mine.
our normal background
I
more.
like this one better.
No, I don't like that one.
I love this one.
I don't like that one. I
Keep
like
it
that
on.
one. That's much nicer. Thank you. Anyway, look, tomorrow night. Here we go, Charlie. I mean, I think for me, the key tomorrow is to get an early goal, obviously, but also to defend well. I think that will be a must because Liverpool have got to win, so they're going to come at us.
Yeah, the impetus is entirely on Liverpool, as you say. You know, as I said before, a 1-1 result up there puts us in a great position. I'll be very shocked if we're not booking a trip to Wembley. I think, you know, we've left ourselves in a good position. You know, Mourinho, admittedly, it won't be anywhere near the same team that played against Bradford, but, you know, going out of 2 cups in 4 days is unthinkable for Jose Mourinho. And, you know, it just doesn't bear thinking about, especially to Liverpool.
Our 18 will come through tomorrow, guys.
Well,
I'm
there
telling
you
you.
I think it'll be a totally different game.
If you can't find anyone else, call the 18.
I ain't getting on no plane.
It'll be a totally different game to the first leg.
Yeah.
Because this time we can go out and attack because an early goal's going to really help.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think we need to really be up and at them first 10, 15 minutes. Right in their faces, massively quick tempo, try and get that early
But
goal.
also,
because they've got to score 2, really.
but also, our defending needs to be
exactly.
on point.
I agree.
It has to be so good tomorrow. Terry needs to get all his players in order.
Be interesting to see.
Can we
whether he
envisage
picks
another
Zuma.
4-4?
Oh, God, that
No, thanks.
I nearly soiled myself about 17 times that night.
What a night, though.
What a
That
night.
4-4.
Yeah.
I was there when I didn't even live in London by that time, and I got confused. I was like, what's going on? But it was one of those one of the greatest games I've ever been to, but not because I thought it was good, because it was full of happy, then you're sad, then happy, then sad, and then eventually the end result.
I don't want another.
Was that the F year history we going to Rome?
I don't want another Garcia goal semi-final.
No.
I don't want another Old Trafford Liverpool's FA Cup semi-final.
No, exactly.
Who's left
So
in it?
we've
It's
got to
us.
win this.
Us, Liverpool.
Spurs. We want Spurs in the
Yeah,
final.
but who are they?
Sheffield United.
So we've got to trust that Spurs will beat them.
Well, they're 1-0 up.
Yeah, they are. I would love Spurs. We need revenge for 2008, which is probably one of...
I'm telling you now, it's going to be a Spurs-Chelsea final,
Grant.
and it's going to be at least an 8-0.
That Spurs final is probably one of the worst memories I've ever had as a Chelsea
Awful
supporter.
day. An awful day.
That and the Barcelona semi.
Oh, the Barcelona, that topped everything off.
We don't talk about that.
We don't. It
I
was
said the C
awful.
word that night.
Did you really? Well, I said...
Joe Cole did
I was young.
injury time.
But the worst thing about that game was that it was just awful. Everything about it was awful.
Avram Grant was the manager.
Avram Grant was the manager. Joe Cole got subbed or didn't start.
No, didn't.
And the fans were rubbish. There were fights breaking out between Chelsea supporters all day because some of them wanted to sing and get behind the team and the others don't understand that's what you have to do. It was the worst, probably the worst Chelsea day I've ever had.
It was an awful day.
Anyway, look, very, very quickly, we're going to wrap this up. How do you see it going tomorrow?
I believe Chelsea will go through. I think Mourinho will look for a massive reaction. I think the potential moral blow of going out of those cups, especially with Saturday coming up,
Think about it.
would be too much to bear. Mourinho will want this more than anything. He wants a trophy. He actually needs a trophy.
Yeah. It might be a different side. We will be a different side to the one that lost on Saturday. But as John Terry said in an article, it's a club that lost that, and the club is going to be dangerous because they've just taken a beating.
Yeah.
They're going to come back fighting. We won't batter them, but we'll win.
Right, you two boys, very quickly.
Yeah. I echo what the guys have just said. I think it'll be big reaction. I think we'll probably end up with a 2-0 win.
Good. Felipe?
We will beat them.
And you're not there, so we've got a chance.
Yeah.
We'll chance you, Felipe.
Soph, you have the final word, my love. What do you think?
It will be a Chelsea-Spurs final 8-0.
Well, we're going to beat Spurs 8-0.
100%.
Wow.
That is going to be my day out for the season. I'm going to be so drunk.
If we do that, I'll take you to the Bahamas for a holiday. Mate,
Okay, everyone. No, can we go to Dominican Republic?
Yeah, no, it's horrible compared to the
Yeah, I know a
Bahamas.
tour guide out there.
Seychelles?
If you want to go to the Caribbean, Antigua, St Lucia.
Right, you take me on a
Guadeloupe.
trip.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we're going to go. Whilst Sophie and I plot our Caribbean holiday, we'll see you in a minute after the break. Bye bye.